Hello.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Fabian. I come from Colombia, South America. Mostly I play electronic music. I prepare the synthesizers, the samplers and everything in the computer. Sometimes I can play with controllers and modify it live. Sometimes I just fix the sequence in the computer and then I just play my instruments. This I compose for flute, Chinese flute, guqin and tabla. And this small fragment that I'm gonna play is the flute is processed, so it doesn't sound like a real flute, but it's a Chinese flute. The guqin is recorded and a little processed, and then it's just a beat following, and I improvise a little on tabla. And then I'm gonna have a kind of traditional concert, not really traditional, but in that concert I want to mix some of the traditional Chinese instruments like the flutes and like the pipa, the sheng. I don't know if you know the sheng, and also some calligraphy because I love calligraphy. So also playing some music and some calligraphy at the same time. So September 11, we're gonna have some very special concert, mixing Chinese tradition, and then also in the Peace Festival is gonna be like more free, more beats in the computer and more kind of festival music. So it's kind of diverse. Well, when I was young, I was quite interested in Japanese music, in Japanese culture. Still, I am interested. So I went to Japan to live there 1 year and to play some music. At that time, I was very connected with electronic music, contemporary music, experimental, and mostly playing noise music. That in Japan is a great place for do it. But then I kind of I got to a point where I needed to stop with electronic and with noise and with everything, and I stopped like radical and I went to India to start studying just classical music. Actually in Japan I also study a little of classical shamisen, nagauta. But in India I turn off my computer and I just focus on classical Indian music that is amazing, and that's why I started learning the tabla. And then here in Taiwan also I focus on traditional Chinese music. Yeah, I can help it. It's just it's not my intention to mix anything. It's just the only thing I can do. It's the instrument I play, so I put it with my music. Yeah, now I start to use some electronic music and play the instruments, not in a kind of very traditional way, but experimenting a little also with both instruments. I like pretty much to collaborate with traditional musicians. In Japan, I collaborate with some koto players, and in India with sitar singing, and here with flute, with pipa. Yep.
Can you just tell us a little bit about your musical background?
Yeah, sure. I start playing some popular music like rock, and playing drums and keyboards and bass. And then I start with classical music. I went to the university to study music and to study Asian studies. That's
In
one of
Bogota.
Yeah, in Bogota. That's one of the reasons I'm here. And then I studied music, and studying this classical music, I got very interested in contemporary music and experimental music, and also in traditional music from other countries. So after that, I start studying also a little of sound, because of electroacoustic music, electronic music, and electronic devices and these things. And then when I was in Colombia, I decided to travel. Yeah, I thought it was necessary to go out of Colombia. Not because Colombia was bad. Actually, the musical scene in Colombia, I think, is good, but because I need to experience the music not just in the cities and in the videos. I wanted to meet the people playing the music, their traditional music, and I have been always interested in Asian music, also South American, also African, but I have some special connection with Asian traditions and Asian culture. So that's how I came here to Asia like 3 years ago. I study composition because I love to organize. It's just something that I love to. I like to organize everything that I have. So I love to organize. When I play a lot of free improvisation concerts, I enjoy it, but that's not my main thing. My main thing is to compose. And usually when I play concerts, I just arrange everything on the computer and then play some things. Of course, improvisation is always there, but I try to compose, and free composition, not just fixed like in a score and then with all the notes and times fixed, but the structures are fixed and times usually are fixed and these kind of things. Yeah.